everyone, welcome back to Procrastinate with Books. In today's new episode of non-fiction full book reviews, we are going to discuss Disconnected by Emma Gannon. And this particular book, apart from being pretty insightful, was like a full 6-week course program that you can enroll yourself into, and that's where I'll be sharing more insights about it. All around us, life is giving us signals in different forms that people are leaving social media and moving to smaller group of platforms where there is a little bit of less rush and more of an actual community feeling. Well, not me and you, obviously, because we are here to crack the code and still stay on here. Think of this book as an online program when you are enrolling yourself and you are your own analyzer. You will be able to get on the prompts that the book actually shares with you, execute them, and check what's working and what's not working for you guys at different stages. So, it will give you prompts to help you identify at which stage you are currently and then help you connect with the real world to the real world. The theme of this book is particularly to help you disconnect with the e-world, which is constantly asking you for their attention, be it your mobiles, laptops, televisions, OTT platforms that want you to constantly spend your energy and time on them, and rather than actually do something meaningful with your life where you actually build up connections and have real life conversations with real time people. So, without any further ado, let's quickly jump into the video and discuss the prompt or the step by step guide that the book actually offers us to implement into our lives and get started with a real life connection. Step 1, schedule an activity for yourself for the coming week where you will be completely disconnected. Just one activity. It could be either cooking a new dish but without the assistance of looking down online recipes on your phone, or it could be maybe going out shopping but keeping your phones at home. I know that sounds scary because a lot of payments are getting done through your phones, but try to find out that one activity, just one activity in a week that you can do probably without the assistance of your e-world connection. Step 2, once you've woken up in the morning, that could be after a good night's sleep or after a terrible night's sleep where you couldn't sleep properly, just think about what kind of bedtime routine you want to follow. Now, everybody is already saying that you shouldn't be having screen time 30 minutes before the bed, but this activity actually implies you to think about it once you have woken up in the morning and your sleep has recently been completed, and that actually allows you to think what kind of routine do you want to follow towards a better sleep. Because if you're doing this activity towards the sleeping time just about to begin, I think at that point of time you wouldn't find the best results. So it's always recommended that once you are fresh and up in the morning, at that point of time you should probably think how you want to spend the last 30 minutes of your awake session. At next step, it's now time to list down your likes and dislikes. Compared to your online personality or the e-personality and your actual self that's sitting right behind that screen, what are the things that you actually like and dislike in each of these versions? Do you think that you are able to text people in a better way while having conversations, and the same doesn't imply when you're actually speaking to them over phone or in real time? It could be anything and everything. Just try to make those lists that what things do you like in your online personality and what do you dislike, and same for your actual self too. This will give you a little bit of insight about what kind of personality do you want to grow up into and what are the things that you actually want to get rid of from yourself. Another great thing that the author also discusses is the performance culture or the announcement culture, where you share your small and large things over the internet, announce it to the world that, hey, I'm getting married, with those transition reels, or could be a cake ceremony that's happening in your house, a new baby welcome, a book getting published, anything and everything that's making into the social media news world, that is sharing everything with the people of the e-world rather than just being in the moment. Try to understand what kind of personality you have, because it's not that sharing those things are right or wrong, it's just mainly about understanding your preferences. Which conveniently brings me to our next prompt of action. Think about a recent announcement that's going to come up in your life. What kind of preparations are you making for it? Does one of those preparations include a very important task that's feeling more important than the actual announcement itself? It could be preparing for a wedding, going for a simple birthday ceremony, and you are so anxious that what kind of photographs are going to come out of that event that you're actually planning to host. Think about it. In the last event, did you just hold everybody off to click pictures of the food that arrived on the restaurant table so that you can have a good gram feed about the food gram post that you are going to make, rather than enjoy the steaming hot bowl of soup that just arrived in front of you? Touche. Next thing that she calls about is the algorithm work, or the trending, viral, ongoing, sensational kida that so many people inside us have. And they're just trying to go on with the trend or crack the algorithm, what's really trending, and do that for yourself. Replicating the same hashtags, the same behavior that's really trending in the e world. It's not just limited to the hashtags that you put down in your post, it's also influencing the kind of personality you are becoming day by the type of activities that you plan to do. Are you clicking more pictures than actually enjoying on your travel these days? The author tells us to be your own standing self version and not be a copy of others, because obviously everyone else is already taken. So rather than trying to fit in to the ongoing trends, try to stand out and be your own self. A great next prompt will cover that activity beautifully for you guys. Pick three interest things that you want to implement in the coming 2 weeks. That can be anything and everything, from going out shopping with your friends, or spending some time alone watching TV, or even cooking something delicious, or just sitting in front of the TV and eating that popcorn and Maggie for all I care. But those three things that you decide to do need not be illustrated in any form on the social media or the e-world. You don't have to post about it, you don't have to talk about it with anyone in the e-circle, and just implement them quietly with your own self. This brings me to the next topic of discussion in the book, the power of silence, which the author illustrates beautifully as the kind of magic that silence actually plays on oneself, especially if you're giving yourself enough time to think about and absorb everything that's going on in your life. I think silence is a wonderful healer. The next prompt of action to implement the power of silence is a night away with yourself and your own thoughts. By this, you plan an activity where you actually spend a night alone with no family, husband, children, nothing at all. I don't want to recommend a particular frequency to this, but this is just like a one time thing that you would want to do. And then, based on the experience, you can decide it for yourself what kind of frequency do you want. And by alone, I don't necessarily mean for the singles out there just sleeping alone. Alone as in without the phones, the tablets, laptops, everything. Just keep all of them outside. No doom scrolling before your nighttime. We have already discussed that in step 2. And just try to gauge in your thoughts. Initially, you might feel overwhelmed with so many thoughts that would be coming, influxing your brain, and just trafficking the whole roadway system in there in your nervous system. But otherwise, it would be pretty relaxing at a later stage once those thoughts are addressed and you actually understand what your mind has been hinting towards so far. Another widely varying topic that she highlights in the book is opinions. And for that very reason, the next activity mentioned is taking a day off from opinions. Now, everybody in every little nook and cranny of our life is offering us opinions of how to do things, what's going right, what's going wrong, what things are supposed to happen after what events. And there are pretty much opinions offered on anything and everything. Even a comedian joked recently around 7 ways how you are eating curd wrong. I mean, come on, instead of explaining the right ways, they are just now illustrating how wrong you could be in doing the silliest things of your life. And that's where you need to take a day off from all kind of any kind of opinions in your life. That could be this is right, this is wrong. Just do as you feel and give yourself the freedom of choice, and not judge yourself harshly and not judge others harshly for anything that they're doing. Just one day. Just give yourself that one day free of any opinions. In the next dimension, the author jumps into the socializing factor of how the e-world is actually affecting the real-time social bondings that people are developing, how much time they are spending with the actual people in their vicinity, and what kind of conversations, even anything at all, if they're even doing for that matter. Now, next prompt is actually a question that you need to answer for yourself. If you could probably build your own community around a specific segment, what would that be? And where would you take it ahead? It could be something as silly as making a community of your favorite actors and actresses, people in the group who actually have a common actor and actresses, talk about movies, anything at all, actually having social conversations face to face rather than, sitting and texting your neighbor that I might be out for the day, can you please look out for my child, etc. So just having real time conversations, and what kind of community do you want to engage in a real time, and what steps would you actually take to make that happen? Just think about it. Another great thing that the author mentions that absolutely caught my eye is that we are all influencers in someone's life, obviously. And that is something that we need to understand rather than following other people blindly about what they're suggesting, what they're prompting through their actions. Even me, for that reason, you don't have to follow all the advices that I give you blindly. Just look at your life and reflect upon it. Is it translating well with what your life needs right now, what your body needs right now, for that matter? And then just think about the people in your real life, how they are being influenced by the actions you take in your real time. Just having a little bit of more thought before actually acting upon any kind of splurges or any kind of influencing being done from the e-world specifically is highly essential these days, because every minute, every 30 seconds, we are being sold something on social media, and that is just something to contemplate about. The next point of agenda for the author to address was the communication factor, not social interactions, communications in general, whether it's on a chat with someone in real time, with your husband, children, family, friends, anyone for that matter, even office colleagues. Just try and ask yourself that one question: is the discussions that I'm having in my real time enhancing my life in any possible way? Is it making a positive impact? If not, why not withdraw yourself from all the negativity that's been showered upon your path as you progress through your life? You can probably do pretty well without that influencing of negative talks. And I think just thinking about whether a particular task will influence your life in a positive impact or whether it will actually enhance your life, just think about those aspects before actually, delving deeper into conversations, discussions, debates, arguments, anything at all. Next question for you: is social media appreciating your life, depreciating your life, or making no impact at all? What kind of people are you interacting with online versus in real time? Are those the same type of people, or are they different? If they're different, how do you bridge the gap between what kind of communications you really want to have as a one single personality? What is that gap that's bridging you to different peoples in the different scenarios? Try to understand that, gauge that, and have a take on what level of control do you want social media to have over your life. Try to identify what's the one factor that's actually missing and convincing you to go online more frequently in search of that. And try to see if you can actually build your own community in real time with actual self people around that aspect. It could be something as simple as someone not having enough bookish people to talk about books around them, and that's where they tune into the online world and have bookish conversations or relative formatted conversations with other people around them. Or it could be something absolutely different. It could be the same for movies, for jokes, finding humorous things, or just offloading that burden that you really have on yourself. It could be anything at all. Just think about those aspects and how you can actually grow those aspects in a real time community. And the final question that I have for you today from author's behalf, obviously, is that is social media really fulfilling the purpose of being social in your life? That is, are you actually socializing with people out there, or is it getting more redundant into just simply posting pictures, videos, and likes, comment, followers, and just statistical data is what your life is being turned around into. Just think about whether you're actually socializing in there or simply posting content. And is everybody just a content creator these days? Just try to ask that question to yourself and think about it, whether it's actually fulfilling the purpose for which it is made, whether you're actually socializing on it. And that brings me to the wrap of this video. And I hope by the end of this video, you are able to conclude for yourself what are the things that you actually want to do in your life versus what are the things that you also want to avoid in the near future. And these actionable insights, hopefully, if implemented week by week over a due course period, like I said at the start of the video, take this whole book as a course or a program that you are trying to implement in your life and see how changes begin to just roll in like a domino effect in your life. And once you've actually implemented at least few of these pointers and done your own little self experiment around it, let me know by coming back to this video and telling me in the comments down below how did you find those experiments, what kind of insights did it bring to you. For me, it was pretty insightful, this whole journey of reading this book and implementing different things and sharing these insights with you was all wonderful. I'll catch up with you in my next video. Until then, keep your coffee strong and your TBRs long. Goodbye.